Dice Paper Roll is recorded on the traditional lands of the Kulin Nation and the Turrbal people. We pay our respects to elders past, present, and emerging. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
Snow gently falls, joining its brethren below. It piles and builds, powdering every unmarked surface in a cloud of icing sugar. In the dark, a figure drags something through the snow, a hessian sack. It bulges threateningly. The figure finally hoists the sack over his shoulder. Coming to a clearing, he greets his compatriots. Barbara? Horace? Hiya, Dominic. You bring the... the... things? Of course I brought the things. Why are you whispering? They're just pickles. As far as I'm aware, throughout the realms of the living, it ain't illegal to have a bag of cucumbers. Pwah. Yeah, but we ain't procured them exactly in the most forthright manner, so to speak. No, I suppose not. Have you got the vinegar? Barbara and Horace gesture to the cauldron full of vinegar. The scent of spices and herbs waft gently around the clearing. What's that smell then? Horace reckons it'll be more effective if they taste better. Codswallop, if you ask me. You've seen the price of fresh dill these days. And to think we're supposed to be the criminals. As the cucumbers tumble into the cauldron, bits of thyme and dill and garlic bubble to the surface, forming letters. Letters that read, Dice Paper Roll into the Feywild.
Yes. Hello, weary travellers. Come on in. Where are you trying to get into? Is it the Feywild? Because if it is, you've come to the right place. We are Dice Paper Roll. We are going into the Feywild in this, our second episode. I'm very excited. How are you guys all feeling?
Oh, sorry. I thought this was the cucumber shop.
No, how'd you get, mate?
Where's the deal?
There's no only cucumbers in the prologue here. Fuck off.
I wanted a pickle.
I said get out.
Unpopular opinion, I actually hate pickles. Hate them. Gross.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Wow.
Fair enough.
I mean, people build their entire personalities around them. I'm like, get a hobby. It's not pickling.
I'd smash a pickle. I'd raw dog a pickle, no problem.
Okay, Greg, we know about the process
I
of
would
making
also raw dog a pickle, but
Oh, geez.
just raw dogging it, letting it just sit there and
Just get in my mouth,
its
get
own
in and
juices.
around.
Wait. Listener, don't go anywhere.
I know what you're thinking.
You thought this was a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. No, this is the subtle art of pickling.
My name is Ben, and I am playing Unit, who is a Warforged fighter, now level 2. And Unit is made up of all different bits of scrap metal, and they are very confused about time and their creator and just what's going on. But they are accompanying Kevin Strangeways, who is played by Lauren.
by me, Lauren. I play Kevin Strangeways, who is a 11, 12-year-old boy trapped inside a man's body. So he is also a artificer. You can make lots of little machines out of little things, and is basically trying to blag his way through an adult world in an enormous, burly adult man. Jason Momoa meets the Rock type looking guy. It's all brawn, very little brain.
Fucking raw dog that.
Yep.
Speaking of raw dog head.
Dan, who are you playing? Doggy boy?
I'm playing Lord Walter Winston Wicklepicker III. He's a frog man, a humanoid frog creature. I don't know if we've actually got an actual thing, but he is a frog person that's dressed in tails, has a cane, a top hat, and is accompanied by the Lady Delacroix.
That is me. My name is Dolene Delacroix. I do declare that I'm quite happy to be accompanied by such a fine and refined gentleman as Mr. Winklepicker, who is also clearly very, very fond of pickles. And I'm Greg. I'm playing Dolene, who is a Harangan wizard. So Dolene is a rabbit person. Think Thumper, but with
Not
magic.
in an offensive way.
Is Thumper offensive? You'll have to
No.
update me on
Just
that
from,
later.
I imagine from a Harangan's perspective, probably.
Yeah, it's a bit derivative. Old
Yeah.
Thumper is a bit derivative, but
Species appropriation.
Yeah.
honestly, Disney. But yes, I am Dolene. Dolene.
And I am the dungeon master. What happened last week? Last month.
You tell me.
We got in a fight.
Yes, we went to the tavern.
We all met in a pub, the Curly Seahorse, and y'all witnessed a fight. It's all right. You won't have to make a statement later.
The only statement I want to make is that those arancini balls were to die for.
I'm pretty sure someone actually did die. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on our way to see someone, aren't we? To find out about a carnival.
Yes.
Right.
You're on your way to see Madrick Roslov, who Esmeralda told you about. Shall we kick into it?
Yes, please.
Yes, please,
Indeed.
Jack.
My soul is prepared.
Yep.
So you've been traveling for like the last day. You're all variously steeded. Who's in front? Who's taking the lead?
Well, it is a bright sunny day, and I am enjoying this fair weather, so I will ride out ahead with no concept of any danger to myself, being an unarmored wizard with absolutely zero offensive spells.
Indeed.
I have just the most. Can y'all hear that ticking? Can y'all hear that?
Yes, I think I can hear the kicking.
You can hear that? I think it's coming from my pocket watch. Can y'all hear this?
It's very loud, actually.
You cannot. None of you can hear it.
Tonight on 60 Minutes.
It says Tracy Grimshaw's retiring. No, it's ticking away in my ear, and it's driving me to distraction, I have to say.
Well, maybe you should get rid of the pocket watch.
Oh, no. No, she slips it into her waistcoat pocket. No, that would not do, sir.
Does it have sentimental value, Dolene Delacroix?
It is of great import to me and to my people. It's, funny you should bring it up. It's what's driven me out into this wild world. This timepiece, it is key to saving the borough and my family from a fate, a horrible fate, one that I foresaw in a dream.
How portentous.
Oh. You're a mystic, are you?
Well, I do dabble in the mystic arts. I took a semester of divination at Rabbitfoot University. And it really...
That sounds really cool. Does that mean you can like tell fortunes and stuff?
Well, I'm still learning.
Can you read my palm? And he sort of shoves like his palm into like Jolene's face.
Oh dear
Like
Lord.
Welch so hard at holding the reins because he's not very good at riding a horse. With his big gangly adult body. What does it say? Does it say that I'm going to be big and strong when I grow up? Does it say I'm big and strong?
Let me see here. She picks a Jolly Rancher off the palm and throws it away, wipes the stickiness.
Hey, that's of great import to my mouth later.
I'm sorry, I have some nuts and berries here that you might find appetizing. Let me have a look here at your palm. Should I do a check? of
Yeah,
some
go
kind?
for it. Have a roll for
Arcana?
palm check. Yeah, why not?
It's an 8. That's a 3 plus 5.
You're
8.
you're pretty
please.
convinced that you saw something.
I can see your future, Kevin Strangeways, and it is glorious. You are even more ripped than you are now in the future, and
Wow.
you're covered in baby oil, and you're standing on a mountain.
I'm not a baby. Yes, continue.
You're standing on a mountain. This is totally adult use baby oil. You're standing on a mountain on some black plastic, and you can see the sun glistening off your muscles. And I feel great power in you.
That's really nice. Thank you, Darlene. I feel really good now. I think everyone else, you should try this. It's really fun.
Oh,
Okay, well, here we go. I'm going to hold out my palm, and I hold out my, long-fingered, kind of like with suction-y cup
Frog hand.
fingertips.
Check to see if you can find a fingerprint.
Yeah, I actually just was trying to Google whether frogs have fingerprints or anything.
What did it say?
your hand is unexpectedly wet, Mrs. Wickle Pickle.
Oh, really? It's unexpectedly wet? I would have thought that it comes with the
didn't-
territory,
I
really.
honestly didn't think too deeply into it. Perhaps I should have. All that time you spend bathing. I got a 16. Do I see?
Well, it's definitely wet. Really
That's-
wet.
I'm sorry, sir. The glistening is just putting me off. I can't. Oh, wait, I think I see tadpoles in your future.
Oh. Tadpoles?
Thousands and thousands of them.
Oh, I don't like the sound
Tiny
of that.
eggs hatching out into little tadpoles swimming upstream. Some of them being gobbled by.
Oh, no, so many dependents.
Yes, I see. Alimony.
But my money. My money. And Lord Walter Winston Winklepicker III becomes very concerned and introverted and kind of retreats back into himself as he rides along.
You hear the
Oh, no.
whirling wheels of unit in their car form pull up
I
alongside
forgot about that.
Dolene Delacroix's horse, and they're still lying down on their back, going crutch first because their hips and shoulder pauldrons are wheels, but their head kind of comes out on a long kind of bit of piping. It extends out and up level with the horse, and then goes, "What about me, Dolene Delacroix?" And then one of Unit's arms goes up, and their fingers are splayed in front of your face.
Well, allow me to have a look here.
Their arms more like the little skill toys that get
It's like
fluffy.
a claw.
Yeah, the claw.
Oh, hell yeah.
Can you read mine?
I got a 12. Dolene's eyes sort of roll back in her head, and she starts to shake as she grips onto the magic claw, and she begins to speak. Fire! I see fire and burning, and then water and steam and pain and blood, and I see the death of thousands at the hands of this claw. And she lets go, and As she lets go, her vision sort of swims back in, and stretching from each of you, Dolene sees long silver threads that reach up into the sky. I feel connected to the future. I'm just going to roll 2d20s here.
Wait. Don't do that yet. I got something for that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? How portentous, Dolene Delacroix. I would never hurt anybody unless, of course, they are going to try and hurt my friend, Kevin Strangeways.
Yeah,
I-
that's right.
I look at my claw and then I think to myself, what does made in China mean?
I see fire and blood, and you at the center of it, so.
As you see those tendrily, spirally, silvery mists coming off the other three, Dolene, and as we follow it up into the sky, the sun starts to set, and you're seeing that you're basically not going to make it before nightfall, really. So it's probably best to set up camp.
Right, who'd like to set up my tent? Any takers?
Is there anything that we get extra for setting up tents or like a...
No. What about you, robot?
I'm just probably gonna try and shake you down a lot, like
What? What's
What'd
going to
you-
take me down?
what'd
Sorry?
you say? I said shake you down.
Oh, shake me down. Oh, no. No, that's not required at all. I believe your robot companion will just do fine in putting up my tent, won't you, good robot?
That depends if you ask me nicely, Sir Walter Winston Wicklepicker III. I am not your slave.
Oh, no, it's okay. No, I wasn't going down that path. I believe that's more Lady Delacroix's territory, really.
Listen, that was a long time ago. We have moved on. The badgers are thriving. So let's just move
Unit,
on.
Please put up my tent.
Well, since you asked so nicely, Sir Walter Winston Wicklepicker III, and there's a whirring of machinery and cogs, and suddenly they just go and they're zipping around the clearing very quickly. And damn, can units set up a tent? Do I have to roll for that?
Yeah,
check,
can you
actually?
roll for that? Sorry.
In my setup tent check, I got a 15.
That's survival.
Yeah, it's like a full
Survival,
cabin.
yeah, sure.
It's
Well,
a full
plus three.
cabin.
Glamping.
Yeah. You're all glamping, baby.
Yeah.
My good gods. That is amazing, unit. You're a real go-getter.
To be honest, I wasn't entirely sure I knew how to do that, but somehow the skill just came to me. How convenient. I wonder if this used to...
Hey, unit,
Yes?
make food. I'm going to just speak to you like Siri or something.
Unit just looks at you, like, just stares you down.
Oh, this is... Hey, unit. Hey, unit. Make food.
I'm sorry, I do not understand.
God, this fucking joke. Jesus Christ. I think they can make some fucking technology with some magic.
There's no
Okay.
need to use that kind of language, Winston.
As you're bickering, the night moves on. You all kind of set up the fire in the. I guess there's a
Might take
fireplace.
some of those nuts and berries now, thanks. Dolene.
My claw retracts into my wrist and then just like a flamethrower. Like a little fire. No, it's not a flamethrower.
My
A
nuts and
fire
berries
lighter.
are torched.
Oh, sorry. Isn't that how you have them?
I guess that would be fine.
It is now. Ha 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 ha.
Unit.
ha.
and as
You're
you
quite the comedian. Here's some torched nuts and berries, Kevin.
Thanks. And he sort of savors them one by one, their little charcoal remains. Just his enormous body and huge hands, just like holding this little wizened, snack. It's good protein, right?
It is. Scroggin is so good for you.
I love scroggin.
As the night moves on, you all bunk off. There's not really...
Hey, unit. Why nuts and berries called Scroggin?
Let me just check. I'm sorry, Dolene Delacroix. I seem to be having trouble accessing that information. Scroggin, please spell it.
Scroggin.
Ah, here it is.
Scroggin.
Because it came from the famous Scrog people who only ate nuts and berries and infamously charred the hell out of them before eating them. You are welcome.
Thank you, unit. I can sleep soundly now.
Unit, can you tell me a bedtime story, please?
I thought that was going to be Winston's job.
Winston,
Oh,
can
you
you tell
like
us a
story,
bedtime
would you?
story,
Oh.
please?
Well, yes, let me regale you with some of my tales of my childhood.
And Kevin kind of like cozies up in like a sleeping bag that's got dinosaurs all over it and is, happy to go to sleep listening to stories.
So
Good night,
once-
Dolene. Good night, unit.
Once
Good
when
night,
I
Kevin
was a
Strangeways.
child, there was a very poor
Good night,
child,
Winston.
and I beat him.
Good night,
Oh,
unit.
good times, good times.
Good night, Dolene.
Good night. Wait, hang on. Did you say you just beat a child?
Good night.
I was half asleep.
Good night, Lady Delacroix. Good night, Kevin.
Good night, Winston.
Good night, Winston. Good night,
You
unit.
all...
Good night, darling. It's the fucking Brady Brunch.
Good night,
I'm not
Kevin.
going to acknowledge the robot.
My name is Unit, Sir Walter Winston Wicklepicker. The third.
Hey, unit.
Yes.
Why Winston's such a dick?
I am asking myself that question. I believe it is because he is an entitled noble, but I am waiting to get to know him better before judging him completely.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful right there. You all kind of drift off into your slumbers.
I don't sleep.
And Dolene, you drift off to sleep. The journey and the friends you have made playing on the edges of your consciousness. You think of the wisps of silvery light that you just saw. The last thought before you slumber is of the rushing of air. As you plummet into sleep and into flames. Talk. It is the sound of a clock that wakes you. It's the bright early morning, and you move out of the cabin and into the snow outside. The trees, the snow, and the sky are painted pink around you. The crisp morning tickles your nostrils. The decaying smell of leaves is rich and comforting. Unit is nestled in Kevin's side. Kevin is muttering meaningless nothings.
Meaningless nothing.
Surely that is too much drool. And Walter is stretched out in every direction, somehow taking up much more space than should be possible for a creature his size. You smile. They were not woken by the sound, apparently. Tick. And then, as you look around you, you see the snow begin to rise back into the air as if in reverse. Layer upon layer of snow recedes. Snaking trails of covered footprints of various animals are revealed, then disappear whence they came. Talk. The last layer of snow is flung back to the billowing clouds above, revealing beneath it the orange and yellow dappling of leaves. Insects and creatures moving in blurs, backwards, 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 as the leaves grow richer, fresher, and then they too fly into the trees. Tick. The burst of light from the trees as they explode into colourful greens of every shade and hue imaginable is breathtaking. Took. By now you had anticipated it, and yet that is somehow not preparation enough. Around you, waves of flowers, like a sea of colour washing up against rocks and trees. The speed creating an iridescent effect, unlike anything you have ever seen. Tick. Time speeds up here. You see 1,000 winters. Insignificant wars and battles come to an end and begin in the blink of an eye. 1,000 springs burst past you, each as rich and unique and brilliant as the last. The trees shrink back into the ground with, to your eyes, a joy at having never begun. The cycle endlessly repeats, as waves of forest after forest wax and wane. Talk. You see the land and the mountains in the distance now are moving, like snails, and then like bears, chasing the whims of the ground beneath them. In the distance, you see a shore rising, rushing towards you. Tick. You are beneath the waves, the shores having long consumed you. You feel your gills breathe in the rich primordial waters. Think of food. Volcanic vents around you are teeming with life. Time is no longer moving backwards here. Seas of simpler entities move, but after the rushing of time that just passed you by, the world around you may as well be still. Tick. Why, Dolene? Is that you?
Oh, I wondered if you would be here in this, is it a primordial soup?
Oh, Dolene, you're a fish. I can't understand you. You see, time has made way for you to...
I believe I'm a coelacanth, but please do go on.
No, really, well, hang on, maybe let me just tune a few things and... Oh, there we are. I can understand you now.
Oh, well, that is mighty helpful. Why have you summoned me here again to make me suffer this fishy hell?
I really must say, I am very sorry about this, Dolene. On this particular occasion, once again, I am not at fault. Although, actually, I must say I was at fault the last time. But this time, something else is wrong. You shouldn't be here.
What? How did I get here if it wasn't for your intervention? Do you not control time?
Well, normally I do, I must say. But on this occasion, and for me, you must understand, time is always constant. I see all time at once. And yet, on this occasion, I'm here. And, I don't know why. And that is curious. So I'm thinking, well, maybe something is broken. Usually I don't see someone quite so often. Now, granted, you're several million years in the wrong place, but I'd say it's probably got something to do with your timey-wimey thing.
You think it's the timepiece that I'm carrying has jettisoned me back into the primordial past from which I cannot escape?
Well, I wouldn't be so dramatic, no.
Okay, point taken.
Time is always difficult. You just gotta caress it and move it with you. You give it something of you, and it gives something back of it. And I do believe that what you've got going on is that time's just kind of all come out. You know, it's so contained, and it just doesn't know where to go when it's coming to you, Dolene. And I guess occasionally you get ruptures, like now.
Okay. So I've opened a rupture in the space-time continuum, which has drawn me back millions and millions of years into this primordial soup. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, I didn't say it quite so articulate, but yes.
Okay. That is absolutely fascinating. Do you think it's and y'all think it's driven by this timepiece? Let me just she reaches for the timepiece, but realizes she has flippers.
Yeah, you just do a circle. You just spin around in a circle.
It's like cutting yourself down.
I must admit, Dolene, that was quite cute.
Well,
I don't know. Well, oh yes, you are wearing a backpack. That's just adorable. You don't normally see that in this time, you see.
well, one has to be prepared no matter what time frame one is in.
That's right.
I have a jumbo bag of scroggin in here that I'm not letting go of.
I wonder, is it still... And, do you mind, Dolene? I might just have a look.
Please, rustle away. I can't reach it with these flippers.
Fate comes down and has a little scramble through your backpack and pulls out the scroggin, remarkably preserved for being 65 million years before its beginning. And
Don't break the wax paper.
oh yes,
It'll get all salty.
I'm sorry, Dolene. I will be extra careful. Is it waterproof per se?
Well, I guess this will tell.
And she opens it and breaks it in half and puts it to your mouth. And the other half she eats. Now,
I'm sorry. I can't eat this unless it's in some form of flake form.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, give that back. And she kind of rubs it against a rock nearby and like pushes the paste into your mouth.
Thank you for baby birding my old scroggin back to me.
Well, you're welcome, Dolene. I must admit, I do enjoy our wee chats. You do still have that watch, yes?
Of course. I left my home, grasping it, and have set out into the wilds, or I had, or I will.
Well,
A long time in the future.
yes. Time is weird like that, isn't it? Well,
Only if you travel round in it through temporal disturbances like the one that's ripped me from my true place in the timeline of time.
yes, let me see what we can do about that. I think perhaps if I give you a wee boon, we might be able to sort some of this disturbance.
Well, Fate, that would just be biscuits and gravy. I have to say, I have been out on a limb this whole time since the last time I spoke to you, and you told me about the burning, you sent me that vision about all my friends and family dying. I've just really had a bunch of sleepless nights, and I've just eaten nothing but scroggin, and my pellets are pellety, let me tell you. And I've got a rumbling in my tummy, and I can't sleep. It's only... and I can only admit this to you. It is only those stories by Walter that are putting me to sleep right now. And I I could do with some assistance in this place. I am lost. I'm surrounded by people I don't know. I'm really a bit of a mess.
Well, of course. I can totally empathize. I know what it's like to be in all times at once, of course, so it's a bit complicated. I can understand that.
That must be discombobulating, for sure.
Well, I think, what we'll do is we'll kind of push out a little bit of time a day, and you'll be able to, I don't know, not have one of these things happen quite so much. Well, at least that's what we'll see. And
Are we still talking about my pellets? Or no? Okay.
she writes on a piece of paper, and it's like a script.
Okay.
She puts it in your mouth.
Burn crew.
And it bursts into flame.
Boom!
I don't see much use in keeping you in this primordial sludge, though it is interesting, right?
It is absolutely fascinating, although I would not like to spend much longer here. I've taken mental notes.
Of course.
Ooh, a trilobite.
Oh, that watch, have you figured out how to, repair it?
Well, no, but I do have a couple of leads. I've come across a robotic fellow. He seems to be well-aged, like a fine wine, and I believe he contains much knowledge, and I believe he may, or his large gentleman friend, may be able to help me fix it. I have yet to ask them, though, Fate. I do not know if I can trust them yet. The Fate, little joke there. The consequences of this are dire. My whole family and friends are at stake. I need to know that they are trustworthy before I proceed.
Oh, well, I can at least allay some of those fears. They're fine. It says right here, neutral to good. They're good.
Okay, neutral to good. That's very reassuring.
Yeah, I mean, they ain't gonna kill you in your sleep,
Okay.
So,
Why did you say that? Why? Like, what triggered you to... Never mind.
well, I don't know. It's just something I think about sometimes.
Okay.
These gods, you can never trust them. Anyway,
Wait.
what you might want to look for is a watchmaker.
A watchmaker.
I don't know exactly
Okay.
where you might find one.
Well, I will keep my peepers peeled for a watchmaker. Thank you, Fate, and thank you for your boon, whatever it may be.
You're very welcome. Now, how's about we get you back to your hopping self?
Let's hop to it. That's what my dad would say. He was not very funny.
And just like that, the ocean recedes, and you see everything that you just saw, what felt like moments ago, again, but this time the right way round. And it goes tick-tock, 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 tick-tock.
Walter Winston McPick is there speaking to you and being like, no, so you see, the child was poor. You get it? So he was poor. He had no money. Okay. So therefore, that's why I was...
I don't believe that morally justifies you beating a child.
Well, we are
Fate's
from
fur
two
follicles.
different
That was the
worlds.
weirdest dream.
Oh, you're up. You dozed off there for a little bit.
Morning, Dolene. How did you sleep?
I slept terribly. I had a vision. I was transported beyond this world to a different place in time, but not in space. I was here, but I was not.
How very unusual.
So it sounds very peculiar.
It was extraordinary, I have to say. But Fate spoke to me and said that y'all are trustworthy.
Fate. I'm sorry. Dolly, do you mean... Do you mean a person named Fate? Or like what?
I don't believe it's a person, more of an embodiment of a divine being.
Oh, of course. How could I be so silly?
I'm glad you understand.
Oh,
now,
yes, I
Walter.
completely comprehend all these things. So you know this Fate? Do you know how they might be able to help maybe someone who is a frogman of description? Or... I mean...
Well, I don't know. I've only met Fate twice. I don't know if, it's time for me to be asking any favors just yet.
But they like you, though.
Well,
right?
they have helped me. They gifted me their boon. And she coughs, and a little bit of burnt parchment comes out of her mouth.
Boony!
Just checking my records, I'm quite sure that is not part of a scroggin recipe.
No, this is boon related. This is boon related paraphernalia.
That comes in your mouth?
Well, I was a fish. It's a long story.
That is a strange dream.
It was, and more
As
than
if
a
you just
dream.
all of a sudden be a different kind of animal or person. So strange.
It'd be so weird if that happened to one of us.
It'd be super weird, wouldn't it? It's just- I'm glad that you think that we're trustworthy because I've got nothing to hide. What you see is what you get. I do what it says on the tin. Yeah,
Open book.
And Kevin, while I was immediately intimidated by your large and muscular figure and your menacing face and wispy, hairy chin,
So much
now,
chest hair.
so much like a
match.
thicket. Like I wonder if I could put my paw through it. Like I don't know.
I
if
think
I
your
could
paw would get
actually
tangled.
get to
See,
meet
if I
under
stand
there.
side on, you can actually just go all the way through, yeah?
Oh yeah. Oh my God, you got so much scroggin under here.
I'm saving that for later. And there's like a couple of Jolly Ranchers still in that kind of little...
I like to keep my scrug in there.
Dolene, what is this dream you speak of? I do not have direct experience of dreaming. You all talk of dreaming.
Oh, unit.
It is something you do when you sleep, yes?
It is. And some days I would be most envious of your inability to dream. For my nights are filled with nightmares of burning and death.
That's sorry about that, Greg.
Yes. Are you having too much cheese before you go to bed?
Maybe.
I know a great doctor. They can get you some
I
great
can-
Valium.
Recommend
Okay.
a glass of warm milk and one of Walter's stories.
Well, I might have to take y'all up on that because I need all the help I can get. I have to say, Walter, I wasn't going to say this out loud, but your stories have helped me go to sleep so well. And that one time you read one, and I slept so soundly, and I didn't have a nightmare, just an out-of-body experience where a divine being took me back to the beginning of time and turned me into a fish and shoved a burning scroll in my mouth, which, frankly, is a massive upgrade from what I've been experiencing. Anyway, and I was going to say enough about me, but just one more thing. The fate has guided me. The pocket watch I showed y'all earlier, it is precious to me. I need to have this repaired. The fate of my people is in the hands of this watch.
Oh,
I'll leave that sit with y'all.
Oh, I can fix that for you.
no, I just got that. That was a joke. Because a clock face has hands. Ha 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 ha.
Thank you, unit.
You know,
I
that was
actually
great.
do kind of dabble in a little bit of tinkering with magical objects. I'm very happy to have a look at it for you if you want.
Would you call yourself a watchmaker, Kevin?
I mean, not watches specifically. I kind of.
Psst, Kevin, psst.
Yes, Unit.
Am
What
I,
is it?
am I whispering? Psst, Kevin. Unit says really loudly.
No.
Show them the control pad on your arm.
Oh,
that
yes.
You first showed me when we met. Look at the workmanship on this, Dolene.
I made this, and he holds up his big beefy forearm, which has
My God,
sort
don't do that so quickly.
a thing strapped around his wrist that's like sort of knobs and dials and lots of intricate little connecty wiry things that he's made. It does look quite watch-like. I mean, it is on the wrist.
That looks amazing. I have no idea what it does.
It
But
does
it
lots of
does-
things.
Like what? Kevin Strangeways?
Like this, and he presses a button, and Unit does a little dance.
Yeah.
I love it.
Unit starts twerking. Oh,
And it does.
what is
this,
going on?
And he
Make it stop. Ah!
pressed another button, and all the glamping stuff collapses in on itself and all packs away nice and neatly like a Mary Poppins type thing.
Well, that is incredible, Kevin. Please do keep Unit twerking in the background. I
Make it
will.
stop.
I can make it go
Please.
faster.
Make it stop. No, make it stop. No, not
Please
faster.
do.
No.
Goes into hype mode.
My hips are a blur. It's pretty good twerking.
Start glowing red hot.
Quick, put the scroggin in there. It'll be a nice roasting.
I'll put it in his trunk. Here we go.
Oh, I could have mean his booty.
And I cooked the scroggin with my twerking booty. I knew I'd be good for
Do
something.
you want me to have a little look at the watch?
Yeah, I would, but please be careful.
I'll be really, really, really careful. So Kevin takes the watch
Yeah,
off
he takes the watch.
Dolene and sort of turns it over in his big hands, which look like quite sort of, quite a little fumbly. But he's going to detect
trustworthy.
magic.
He's trustworthy.
Do you have like an artificer check of some kind?
I don't have a lot. Detect magic is a roll.
Yeah, go for that. Roll that.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Oh wait, no, it's not. It's also
Detect magic, you sense the presence of
Yeah.
magic. Like it's like auras around creatures or
yeah. At
objects.
the moment, I only have the thunderclap and cure wounds. I thought we'd be a little bit more.
And I believe you've already cast Thunderclap on Unit there.
Why don't you
Can
just
I-
roll it? Roll a d20 for me, Warren.
It's a 2.
Oy.
Yeah.
So I'm holding the watch.
Yeah. And it slips. It slips from your hands and just hits the deck.
Can I make a dexterity save to try and catch that,
Yeah. Go for it.
please?
Yes, I see. I maybe have seen something like this before, and I think there's something on the underside as well. There should be a maker's mark on this, so then we can find out who actually made this watch at some point. Oh!
I got a 17.
Oh yeah, you catch it.
Oh,
I think
well.
because Kevin towers so high above you, it's pretty much just like directly into you.
Falls down into my hands.
Yeah.
Well,
you were also like under there anyway, just like kind of.
Every time he moved it, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Kevin, I see you have I have cast many spells on this watch to try to understand it better. I have detected its magic. I have identified it as a ritual. I have studied its workings, and it has led to nothing. But thank you for trying, my large and muscular friend.
Thank you, and also thank you so much for continuing to talk about how big and muscular I am.
No, it's really quite intimidating.
And thank you so much. I'm gonna sleep well tonight. Intimidating. Ugh, wow. Ugh. And then he turns around and slips on a banana peel and falls on his butt.
Beautiful. And with that,
It's that powerful intellect.
with that, you all mount your horses and head off in the direction of Madric's place. And you're traveling for like pretty much another day, and you come across basically like a giant pumpkin in the road, and beside it there's a sign that says, pointing down a small winding path, Madric's place.
It looks like we're here.
Oh, that's convenient.
I love it when hooks are signposted for me.
On a real signpost as well.
I like it the traditional way, you know?
Do you know what would be even better is if Madric was a watchmaker?
That would be incredibly handy.
Shut up, unit. People are talking.
Walter, you should not be so mean. Even though he does not have feelings or dreams or possibly a soul, he is still a being that exists in this space. I said possibly, unit. That was kind of mean of me, too.
No, that's okay.
I mean,
Dolly.
look, if you need a new pocket watch, the robot could do that. You need to know the time? Ask the robot.
I think this watch is a little more than a timekeeper. It's more of a time keeper, if you know what I mean.
I do not.
No.
Good day.
I do not believe he does know. Dolin, thank you, though, for, what is the term? Sticking up for me. I appreciate it very much.
That's okay, unit. It's my pleasure. Can I ask for a small boon in return?
You may, if I may ask one of you.
Of course. You go first.
Oh, okay then. I shall go first. I do not specifically identify with notions of male or female. Could you please refer to me as they?
Of course, unit. I am sorry if I misspoke. It would be my pleasure.
You did not misspeak at all, Dolin Delacroix. I merely had not told you yet. In fact, I only just realized this myself.
Very well, unit. I will happily do so.
Thank you.
Unit,
Yes.
the boon I would ask of you is, will you teach me those sweet, sweet dance moves?
My answer is emphatically yes. And
Y'all ready for this?
the two round holes on Unit's chest, which are like the vents for like the whack-a-mole moles used to come out of a long, long time ago, slide away and then slide into place. There's like the mesh of speakers and some sick
Squirrels and like birds and shit are like running away. They're just freaked out. They've never heard anything like this in their life.
Yeah, and they haven't seen anything like this either. And so, first of all, you drop your hips, and I launch into a very lengthy, but very detailed explanation of how to twerk.
Is this up the path? Are you doing this up the path?
I'm
Or
walk
have you just
twerking.
been-
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it will save us knocking as well. Twerking. Let's walk and twerk, Beth.
Walk and twerk with me.
As you approach the house at the end of the lane, you can see that smoke is coming out of the chimney. It seems like a nice, cozy little abode. And all around the farm, there's giant pumpkins. It seems like they're being used in some kind of mechanisms and also as just food. And as you approach, you hear the voice of Madric, who says, "Pleased to meet you. My name is Madric Rosloff. How are you going? I did not expect any visitors. Maybe you could introduce yourselves. Welcome to my farm."
Good day to you. Good day to you, Madric. My name is Lord Walter Winston Winklepicker III. You may have heard of me.
Not at all.
These are my good companions.
My name is Dolene. I'm Dolene Delacroix. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Pleased to meet you, Dolene.
I'm Kevin
Delacroix.
Strangeways, human adult male. Hello.
Wow. Usually people don't introduce themselves that way, but okay, hello. How are you going?
And my name is Unit. Hello.
Oh, I have not seen one of you before.
Then you would never have seen one of me do this. And I continue twerking. And then my claw comes out and goes, scroggin. Offers you some.
Madrick is like a...
Oh, no? Okay, fine.
No, he's going for it.
Oh,
He's
okay.
definitely, like, he bounces into it, but I thought I might work in a description at the same
yes,
time.
sure. Cool.
He's like, he starts, like, working into the dance, and you can see he's like, all of his skin is green. He's like a human person, but his skin is green. It's probably copper poisoning at some point in his past. And there's like, he's wearing like a peaked wizard's hat, and there's like pumpkins flying around him as he's dancing. He's like, and like, you know how basketballers grab basketballs and slide them across their body like a wave? He's doing that, but with a pumpkin. And he's into it. And I think that is where we'll end the game.
Pumpkin Globetrotters. I remember
Let's
them.
continue
I saw
to
them
twerk
back in
and-
the day.
And roll pumpkins around. And
Am I
twerk
doing
like
it? Am I
it's a-
doing it? And he's just kind of doing the worm instead.
I will make you a cup of tea, no? While we twerk. A cup of twerk. No, that doesn't work.
Unit pumps up the volume to drown out Madrick talking as we all bust out a move at the end of this episode.
And it goes into a freeze frame
Yeah.
and it slowly pans away.
Twerk into the credits.
On the subject of beginnings, it is sad to say, but it is also obvious. The beginning of one thing inevitably defines the end of another. We dwell often on what will come, and as time often does, it brings them to us. We have little time as temporally locked beings to dwell, reflect, and consider the past and present. One must ask, is there a reason for that? Surely, if we could go back and linger in a moment, something would be broken, and we might miss that which we had been waiting for. A new beginning, perhaps.
Y'all ready for this?
Yo, you ready for
I'm
this
just surprised
dissection?
that you said twerking instead of doing the robot.
Missed an opportunity there.
It was right there.
Yeah.
I think what I just said does a little dance. I didn't specify which dance one would take on.
I was trying to think of pop and lock, but the words didn't come to my mind.
No,
My vocab
twerking's
failed me.
And you are
then-
very R-centric, Ben. I've always said that about you.
He's an ass man.
He's an ass man.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Dan.
Those number plates say it all.
Yeah,
Yes,
those personalized license plates that we got you last
Ass
year. Ass man.
Great game, Jack.
That was fun, Jack. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Going
was a-
deep.
It was a fun one to do on not very much sleep, so that's good.
Oh yeah, right. We talked about sleep.
Yeah.
Oops.
But that was fun. I enjoyed that one.
Enjoyed that.
It's good.
It was nice nice to hear a bit of Greg's sort of backstory. What's happening there.
I like that there's that, obviously, that theme of time. It's going to be feels like it will be important, obviously, from what we heard in that episode there. But then, whatever's happening with time.
Yeah, I guess that's the
Trippy.
first time. I guess that's the first time we've done that on the published episodes. Yeah.
Done what? Sorry.
Oh, because I don't want to spoil the prologue.
Is it messing
now.
with time? Do you-
Yeah.
It's just good to get some origin stuff, some backstory in there.
Definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was really good to refer back to the prologue thing we did together about Dolene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was great. I felt like it felt good. It felt comfortable, and it's nice to be able to start to reveal those things about our characters. Like I felt like last episode we were sort of scratching the surface a bit, but we weren't able to reveal any of that. So it's nice. It feels like it certainly gives Dolene a lot of purpose.
I think it also, in terms of for myself and as well probably for Lauren's character, like having that sort of, even in that moment, like where we kind of played with that of, I wouldn't know anything about being put into a different body
really
or
liked
anything like that.
That was
like,
cool.
It then, we're able to sort of, by having that thread about your character, feed in some of our own backstory, and then also, but now from my character's perspective, it's like, oh, someone, fate, okay, whatever, but like you can help me get out of my situation.
So Winston-centric.
For my backstory, I mean, I didn't have someone, like I didn't have fate, or at least I don't know if who it was that I interacted with, whereas it seems like you had a bit more of that interaction. So yeah, being able to use you as kind of like a means for my own characters, and I knew there was some reason why I teamed up with the Lady Delacroix.
Something tells me that you will use all of us to your own character's ends, particularly me.
Me? Yes. No.
I gotta say, I fucking love Walter. He's a piece of shit.
I'm having a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun being a piece of shit. I do need to find some way to actually make him a bit more redeeming. But at the moment, I'm just having a lot of fun being a dick, and just really like I like the playing a character that's not going to be brawn, but using more just the way that he behaves and the way that he speaks, and to be casting spells and that sort of thing. How that kind of can play.
I sort of like the idea as well that because you're playing a bard, and bards are generally charismatic, but that charisma doesn't have to mean they're necessarily likable. Like he's got a charisma to him because he's noble. But he's a fucking piece of
He's like
shit.
a big charismatic dude in the 40s or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But he was bad egg.
Hey, there's some room for character growth there, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Start him off shit, and then hopefully he can.
He's not irredeemable.
He can learn
Just
something
no.
along the way.
Yeah, totally.
He's funny, right? Like, which makes him immediately likable.
I think what will deepen it is what is he doing that he believes is good or might actually be good.
Yeah. I need to kind of clarify that for myself. I'm just having fun at the moment, just using it
still
all
early
for my
days.
own means.
Yeah.
So are we, by the way, Daddy.
Good. Good.
It does feel weird to cut you. Like, I think, like, I cut you off there at the end as well. Like, it feels weird, but like, because we work so well together as a group, and we've worked so hard on like not cutting each other off, not speaking over the top of each other, doing things like
Which you would notice, listener, all the time.
As
I mean, I hope
Jack
so.
just cut in and I talked over Greg.
They just think I do it in post all the time.
It's better than the start when we were on the Yeti mic and the scooter driver drove past and stuff. It's it's just funny to cut you off, like and like it felt comfortable, it felt right, but it also is like it's the antithesis of everything we've been focusing on as well. So I kind of immediately go,
I shouldn't have done that,
but it's in character, right?
Yes,
yeah. Which is where I think I can't speak for Danny, but if you were cutting me off, I'd be like, well, this is happening in character, so
yeah.
Oh, and I'm like, for my character, I'm kind of like, I kind of like the sort of setting him up as a bit of like, oh yes, I'll be the one to tell you the story to go to sleep to, and he can ramble on and that kind of thing.
I love that bit.
So, someone interrupting him because he's kind of like, when he's speaking, he's the only person that matters in his own mind, sort of thing. So can kind of get carried away. So I kind of feel like, other characters should be cutting him off and trying to shut him down, because if you don't, he'll just ramble on and on and on and just
about beating children.
Yeah, but they were poor.
I think it's a difficult choice as well. Like as a performer, like for myself, like I would find playing that character quite difficult, and being cut off and stuff, I would find that much more difficult to play. So kudos, Danny.
It's good.
I'm keen to find out what Madrick can impart to us. Because we're not in the actual book yet, are we, Jack? Like, are we
started?
Right. And then for the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, for listeners who might be wondering.
So Madrick is the beginning of that. I wrote a whole bunch of that, but that's going in the next episode.
Is it?
But I'm glad I prepared it.
30 or 40 episodes.
Yeah. I'll post a picture of Madrick in our Facebook chat.
What about I might have missed this. I might have tuned out and you did it. So forgive me if that's on me. Did you describe fate at all? Is that intentional?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But also I forgot. So no, but I don't think I described them in. Oh, sorry, Dan.
Oh, nothing. I'm just being a dick.
No, like in Greg's episode, I didn't describe them either. So,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Nice.
I kind of liked this idea that they kind of mirror. Like they take on the voice of the person that they're speaking to, and
I very much got that. It was cool.
Yeah.
I like that I mean, that's not at all me calling anything out. It's just like, how did I miss the description? But I like that you leave it open to the listener's imagination. Really, I think it was a cool touch.
Well, that concludes it. I'm going to pop the painting I did of Madrick on, I guess we'll pop it on Patreon. If you like this thing, tell your friends about it. And if you want to pay us money, you can do that on Patreon. And if you like us extra much, you can come to our live shows, which are good. And thank you for listening. Au revoir.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you. Bye.